You may remember him from TV shows ER and Once and Again, or like me, you first saw Shane West as Mandy Moore's love interest in the film A Walk to Remember. But now Shane is being transformed into Bane, the iconic supervillain on Fox's hit show, Gotham.
We're here to eliminate all criminal threats. Our goal is to make this hellhole safe again. Eduardo? Nice shot, right? Eduardo?
Not anymore.
Ooh, I love it. I cannot wait. That airs tomorrow night, but we have Shane West without the mask here before he turns into Bane.
I wish I could have kept the mask,
right?
But no, I can't, yeah.
So you get to play the bad guy.
I do.
What is that like? Is that fun?
More fun.
Why is that?
I think most people can say that playing the villain's a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
It's just meatier. It's just you know, and especially in a comic book world, and especially something like Gotham, you can kind of ham it up. It gives you more opportunities to do that instead of just playing stoic.
Yeah, and
kind
especially
of fun.
Bane. I mean, you have a lot of contraptions when you have to turn into Bane. You have the face mask, the thing on your chest. Is that tough? Was that tough to wear?
Yeah, there was a little bit more contraptions in this version of Bane because when you watch the show, you see that he was Eduardo before. He was a soldier before, and he was left to die. So to really become Bane in this, he needs the metal to keep him alive.
There's a really cool scene where you explain how you became Bane and you were dug up.
Yeah. It's Gotham's take on it. You know, they always do a little bit of a different take on obviously on Batman, on Catwoman, on the Penguin, on the Riddler. And in this case, it was more of a kind of a Mad Max type of feel of keeping him alive. He needs to breathe to stay alive. He needs all the metal to even stand up straight. So he's kind of like this falling apart, twisted version of Bane rather than massively in shape Bane.
And he has this crazy voice too.
Yeah.
So did you have to learn how to do that voice?
I've always had no, I had a little bit of help. They did a little bit of cheating, and I found that out during ADR. But I've always had more of a husky voice or raspy voice, and in this case, they liked that. They said, do whatever you got to do, and then we're going to use your deep voice to kind of change that over time with some help.
And obviously, Tom Hardy made this iconic in The Dark Knight Rises.
That's
Did you take off of his a little bit?
I did a little. You know, I'm a big Tom Hardy fan, and I loved what he did in that. And I wanted to give it kind of a little bit of that sing-song voice that he put into it, as well as my own voice. And I also wanted to use a little bit from the Batman the Animated Series, which people are very fond of, but have forgot that Bane was actually in one of those episodes.
So before you became Bane, you were Shane West, and I was a huge fan because of A Walk to Remember.
Okay.
So I requested that we show a scene from A Walk to Remember.
I turned at the wrong time. I was like, that doesn't look like.
So we're going to show a scene from it because any excuse to show that movie.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
I might kiss you.
I might be bad at it.
It's not possible.
I'm going to cry.
Aww. It was really cold that night, I remember that.
Was it? So you were like, I'm going to kiss you.
I'm going to really kiss you. Is this scene over? Yeah. No.
17 years later.
17 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's skyrocketed you and Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore, you know, she's doing all right.
She's
these
doing all
days
right. Yeah, she's doing great.
On This Is Us.
Yeah.
You're doing great. How did you guys do it? How did you go from that success 17 years later, still successful?
I think we both made the conscious decision that when that show came out, or when that film came out and did very well, which none of us obviously expected, but when it did, we wanted to use that opportunity to start doing the things that we wanted to do, that we weren't kind of stuck into what I used to call backpack roles. So, you know, you could be 30 years old and still wearing the backpack walking down the high school. You're like, I don't want to be, you know, because she was a baby, but I was still a baby, but I think I was 24 when we made this film. So I was like, great. I did 2 teen films before that people may or may not remember. I was like, this is good. I can get out. And the very next film that I did was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was a big action
Yeah.
film, so I didn't have to worry about the backpacks anymore.
All right, there you go. I get to interview Shane West. My job's great. So you can see Shane as Bane tomorrow night on Gotham right here on Fox 11. Megan.
Very